Hey everybody, Asher here, back with some more RimWorld. We are still on Alpha 12, we are close to Alpha 13, but I've gotten a few requests to revisit RimWorld, so I thought I would go ahead and at least do that for just a little bit, at least before Alpha 13 comes out. There's a few other games that I'm looking towards as well in the late April, early May range, so we'll get to that, but at least for now, we're going to be playing RimWorld, and more importantly, we're going to be doing something new. We're going to be playing as Randy Random, which is the last time I did a series I did Cassandra Classic, which kind of does a nice little story arc curve. Randy doesn't give a crap. He doesn't follow the rules. He generates random events and doesn't care if they are a story of trap or utter hopelessness. It's all drama to him. So before we actually get to that, I do want to point out that I did install one mod here, which is EDB interface. Hopefully I didn't just lose some of my text there, but let's go ahead and put in a new colony. We're playing as Randy. We're playing on challenge, just because we don't expect to necessarily survive forever. But our new world that we created here was Denibola 14. And this is the world we live in. It is a fairly large world, and I think I want to do something different than I did last time. Now, last time I did temperate forest with some hills and everything. I think this time I would really like it if I did something in the desert. And I don't know if desert or arid shrubland or desert mountains. And we could do something with year-round flat desert versus... I mean, if we have a year-round growing season, that's okay. So mountainous, marble, sandstone, rainfall, some. So that's not terrible. It's going to get frickin' hot, for those of you that are not familiar with what 82 degrees means as an average temperature. So cooling's going to be an issue, but let's go ahead and select the site. And then we have all of these people here available. Now, I am looking forward to, once Alpha 13 comes out, do some streaming. So by all means, if you want to have your name in the stream or anything like that, or have a character added, possibly in this series, although I don't remember exactly if that's doable here, feel free to lay your claim now in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. So who do we have here at the beginning? Someone that's good at research, and typically with this, you want to get someone early that's good at research, someone that's good at growing, someone that's good at mining. Those are kind of your three big pillars. Usually someone who's good at shooting will come as well. Like, Death Jack is not going to work, but he's a political assassin. For those of you who are kind of unfamiliar with the... no, he has a bite scar, which is a little annoying. But we'll stick with him. I'm not going to be as... rubber here, since the story of this game, while you see a difference between chronological and biological age, is that this is a future world where there is space travel, but faster than light travel is proven to be impossible. So you're going to see people that are like 605 because they've been in cryogenic stasis. We're going to keep Rubber here. That seems like a decent enough name. He can craft okay. He does have a passion for other things. He can be social, so that's good. We're going to go ahead and get rid of Dark Eye here, though. So we do want someone who's good at medicine, and right now we don't necessarily have someone that's good at medicine. Good at animals, good at crafting, artistic. Not really, but like I said, there's a lot of mods out there for RimWorld, and some of them are pretty damn good. So mining and growing. Christina Curtis seems all right to me. Age 61, 807. Whoop! 2 cataracts, frail left arm. That's going to be a negative. So someone whose biological age is advanced makes for some dicey situations here. Like 5 and growing's okay. And only has a bite scar of the torso, so we're going to get some complaints of pain, but that's okay. So scientist housemate, so that means we have someone who can grow and has a passion for it, someone who can research. You're good with a gun, thank goodness we have someone who's good with a gun. Note that they're barely been in cryogenic sleep at all, for only a year, literally. So we need someone who can mine, and this is where it takes a little bit longer. That's okay. I don't like that you can't do crafting or research, but you can mine and you can build, so Luddite is okay, Yoko. So we have Rubber, Wilkerson, and Shizuka. Looks fine to me, assuming you are 1,000 years old, and is your body worse for wear? No, not really. No injuries at all. We're playing on Randy Random, so this could be very short or very long. The thing is that all the events are random. We could get a horrible raid right away. Let's hit the start button. The three of you awake in cryosleep sarcophagi, the sound of sirens ripping metal. You barely get out of the escape pods. The ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown rim world. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start to make plans to survive. So we're playing in the desert this time. And the desert presents some of its own interesting challenges. As usual with these kind of games, we will pause right away. You can see immediately one of the things that should be apparent compared to my last playthrough. We just look around the map here. We can actually double click and refocus on people in case we lose them. And there are some other things from the mod that will help later on. Let's see. We don't have the greatest defensible position in the world. And I don't want to go too close to the edge. And for whatever reason with this mod, I have some trouble actually scrolling left because I keep wanting to use it down here. But we'll get there. I mean, the good news is that we do kind of have a choke point right here, but it is really exposed on the other side. This might be better. Since it is mountainous, though, we could actually move all the way down here. The biggest thing is that I really want to have some farmland, because you cannot grow on desert, and you can't really reclaim the desert. So, like, this is soil, this is sand. Now, if we survey the map here, it looks like we are going to be going south. So we're going to have a lot of things to dig into. So let's, as usual, at the beginning of RimWorld here, let's unforbid all the things. We got steel. We got a little iguana there. We have a pet dog. Hello, Sassafras. What kind of training do you have? Let's go ahead and train you to haul and obedience. Alright, so we have some silver over here. Do we have any more silver? That seems okay. We already have our packaged survival meals. So Shizuka. Now, we just want to make sure with our different characters here, you are the really good shooter, so I want to give you the survival rifle. Wilkerson's the non-shooter, but actually has some decent melee, so we'll give you that. And Rubber, the scientist. Now, as usual with this kind of game, for those of you who do not know, oh, that's really good because it actually has a steam geyser there, which means we can eventually do some research. We're going to be a little stuck with what we can grow, where we can grow. This is going to kind of be our farmland as best we can do it. So we actually have 2 steam geysers. This seems like a pretty good place, but I have kind of gone over how to play the game previously, so I know some of you are really good at like just learning by watching, so we can see if we can make that happen here. Some of the first things we're going to do are try and establish some decent growing zones. Now, we're not going to have a lot of wood, and you can see just how terrible that is, because we do have some rough sandstone here. So let's delete that. Let's see if we can do a little bit better here. Growing is going to be definitely an issue on this map. So we can possibly grow some potatoes up here. We do want to grow some medicine as well. So we can try that over here. I'm sorry, I'm not making very neat things. So if we hit growing, we want to grow some potatoes. We want to grow some Zerigium, which is medicine here. And what else can we possibly grow in this terrible, terrible desert? Like, I feel like I should try and just make one more grow zone of at least something else. Alright. We'll keep this here as potentially growing, so we'll do, you know what, strawberries alright. We'll do rice here. We'll do more potatoes there. So, yay, could be good for a start. I kind of want to expand you a little bit. So that's a lot of growing here. I kind of want to have some more medicine available than just that. I'm not sure how long that is, but we don't have to worry about winter. Instead, we're just going to have to worry about the heat. So this farming area is going to be a little exposed, but that's okay. More silver available. More wood available. Wood is going to be one of our big limiting factors for structures, which is why, at least an arid mountainous place, we're not going to be doing so many buildings outside. We're just going to do a few. So let's go ahead and set a, well, let's see here. Where's my button sleeping spot? 1, 2, 3. They're going to be a little pissed at me at first, but like it happened. And then an animal sleeping spot right over here, all by your lonesome. So, what are our first orders of business for this game? Especially where we have very limited wood. We're going to need to rely on trading for wood, to be honest here. Is that we do want to mine, and we want to mine the crap out of this area as best we can. But we need to assign our work orders first. You can see that some of these things are changed. We actually do have things for all colonists. going to put on manual priorities. We always want to do firefighting first. We only have 2 people that can doctor. So we'll have to keep that in mind. If you ever need to be a patient, I want you to be a patient. I want you to go straight to your bed. If I ever ask you to flick a switch, I want you to flick that switch. We only have 1 person that can ward, and we only have 1 person who's decent at handling animals. So let's see. We'll keep cooking it too. You're a good hunter too. So we'll keep that in mind. You're our best constructor, best repairer, best miner. You can't even grow. Fortunately, both of you all have passions for growing, so that's good. Let's see our plant cut. Can just give that to everybody. Give you a very low priority on that. Then art. We don't need to worry about smithing, tailoring, art, crafting. We do want to give everyone a job 1 for hauling. And then our scientist will eventually be our researcher. So that's how this works, is that it's a flow chart. Jobs on the left are the most important, jobs on the right are the least. Which means that if there's a construction job available, the Luddite's always going to do it. If there is a growing thing necessary, Shizuka will do that first, and then we'll prioritize cooking, then hunting. Rubber here. Let's double check and make sure. Yeah, you do have the other guns. That'll be okay. I think we're ready to unpause. Now, this is a game that you can move on things a little bit faster. We do have some animals here. We do have dromedaries, which are pretty exciting. Power is not going to really be as much of an issue. But we do need to build a room. That is true. And what can I do to build a room? Because our resources are going to be super limited for the time being. Is that I can try and just build into the wall that we have right here. So let's do that structure. I'm going to do wood walls for now. Probably going to be one of the only times we get to use wood. Because all this is going to be is just kind of our common area. Which means I will need to mine this out. So we'll put that there. Put a wood door here. And then most of this other stuff is just going to be mining. In fact, I do want to go ahead and mine out some of the stuff. And I am going to be increasing the speed here in just a minute. There is a lot of things that need to be done early in the game here. But getting an enclosed space where we can start setting some stuff up is going to be pretty important. So let's crank up the speed here just a little bit. Get people to move. Hopefully we have enough wood to make this work. There's a lot of things that you need to do early on. And the game does try and tell you what to do with them. So there's a door. I did not want to make a steel door, but okay, whatever. We made a steel door. Now there's not a lot of steel by here, but that could change. And if we click around here, that's compacted plasteel, which is actually very valuable. There's some compacted steel up here. So right now we're just getting some sandstone blocks. Everyone's eating their stuff, and soon we're going to be going to bed. Fortunately, we don't have some of the mods activated where everything's just going to eat our stuff and then laugh at us later. So actual rain early on. Interesting. So what's our plan here? Right now we have a few things we need to do. I'll just turn it down slowly. The Beta 13 update's going to have a lot of stuff, including changing how the days and times go. So one thing we do want to do here is go ahead and get some, I'm not really sure how much steel we have, but we do need some chairs. So we'll put 3 of those here. And then we do need to go ahead and get some other things going. Let's go ahead and make a stockpile zone just for meals over here. All you do to make that happen is just hit this, clear everything. We'll do meals as our only part here. Now there's some other things we need to do early, such as making a butcher and making a cold storage area. And while I'm not used to doing it this way, I guess what I can do, we don't have a ton of wood left. Looks like we're going to have some more steel here in the long run. Because we just don't have trees right now. And this rain's so nice and soothing for everybody as we look at our characters here. Rubber, how'd you get stuck with that name? You're just kind of pissed off, but low expectations, new colony here. I mean, you all are very upset, but let's keep in mind you did just survive a spaceship crash. Which there's even a mod that'll simulate other spaceship stuff falling down, but it really throws off the balance of the game. But one thing that is going to be very important for us here, how much does a wood wall cost to make? 5 wood. So pretty much we're going to be doing steel here and not a ton of it right now. I need to make power. So let's at least get one solar generator going over here. I do like using wind turbines as well. But if we do this, this also means that we need batteries potentially down this way. Now, I don't normally try and combine my rooms like this, but what I'm also going to build as well here, just for our first set of production, is a steel butcher's table. And we are just going to make this whole area here, or let's not do it that way. Wrong button. C for cancel. All we're going to do here is just to try and make a little area that we can power and butcher. Because we're going to need some storage space. And this is one of the few things we need to do outside. And this means we're going to need to control the temperature as well. We don't have a lot of resources, so we're going to keep it kind of low. And this will be our steel door. And that's okay. We still have some resources sitting on the map. I don't think I missed too much. There's always a few things lurking around the map. But when half of your map is desert, that kind of lays into something else. Alright. And I'm sure someone in the comments is going to say, oh, by the way, you missed this very important stuff up here. So there's some steel. We do want everyone hauling as much as they can when they can. So that's good. We got most of our crap from the crash picked up already. So that's a positive. We're going to need to hunt for some meat pretty soon. And we're just going to have to work on making our meals going here. So we can kind of speed it up. Because we do want the butcher's table. We do want to go ahead and zone this area as a second stockpile. And all this stockpile is going to be for, let's clear this, is going to be for foods. Raw food, everything else, corpses as well, animal corpses. So when we start hunting, and hopefully we'll be able to hunt soon, see we have this over here. We do have batteries that are growing, or being built first. Kind of need to get some other stuff going here though. So let's go ahead and set... We need to mine out all this steel. That's probably going to be enough steel to carry us over for a while. Do we have any other exposed steel up here? Yeah, it's a little bit right there. Looks like we got a little bit of limestone too. So we want to get some of the resources out, but maybe sometime soon we can start building some beds. It's so weird going without wood and stuff. So we do need a meal source right now. Okay, so we have the butcher table. Add build, butcher creature. And we're just going to do until forever. Alright. Production. We need a cook stove. Which actually takes more steel than we have. That's okay. So if we put you over here, this cook stove, once it's built, hopefully we'll get enough steel. It looks like we've still got a pretty decent set of it here. We should be okay for the time being. Alright. I still like to run my steel through the walls if I can. It looks like right here we're just going to run it very shipshod. And they need a light source in here too. So we'll do that. So we got 30 meals to sit on. We got a lot of hunting we can start to do. But we got it set up okay. Once again, big thing is that now that we have Troit, Troit's okay, but let's just go ahead and call this Embers, at least because I'm recording this around the time that Dark Souls 3 is released, so we'll just celebrate that by doing this. And now, right now, we need some defenses as well. The game's just going to give us all these hints, and I will agree that we do need that, so more power, and we always want to, and what you want to do here is just set the temperature low. I'm going to go with 22. You can do this with more, but right now I probably just need to put a second solar panel out here. So do we got some mining going on? Right now our great builder is also our miner, so maybe we should try and get someone else on the mining plan. Unfortunately, we don't have too much in the way of that. So those batteries didn't grab a lot of charge just yet. We do have most of our stuff hauled. I guess the next step is going to be, where do we want to go into the caves? I think this seems like as good of a place as any. We want to start putting some living spaces in there. We can actually start making some steel beds from the looks of it, so that would be fantastic. Let's go ahead and haul these to wherever. Get them out of here. Alright, so furniture, steel bed. Oh, an engineer named William Gregory Heap calls for your help. He begs for safety for calling. Biologically, he's 19 years old. Well, let's offer safety. So here comes William. Now this is Randy Random once again, so we could have anything happening here that could be bad. But what this also tells me is that we need to go ahead and get an improvised turret up. At least one. Now we do have some decent choke points here. So that's kind of a positive. Alright, so right now Luddite is going to hopefully be able to make that happen. So here comes the raid. And it's just one. Alright. Randy being fairly merciful today. So we have 62 steel left. I need to draft our people beforehand. So William, tell me about yourself. Good health. Let's actually pause it. Great at crafting, great at construction. Won't grow. Doesn't have any weapons, but there should still be a way to select everybody here, but I'm not 100% sure how that's going to work out. But let's go ahead and draft everybody. Just put them all the way back here. Does this still not have power, or have I not toggled it on? So we can reconnect. Okay, for some reason these things are not connecting. Guess I missed something there. So I know I have like I have Mr. Bad coming up here, so these still need to be connected. And otherwise, those should be powered. Alright. Well, for some reason you're not. Okay, so turret. I'm just going to kill this person. If what do you have as equipment here? Steel spear, so that's not awesome. But if we look at our different people here, we can just select them from up here. So Rubber has the pistol. We can use this cactus as cover. All right, so he's going to attack that. Hopefully we can kill him. Okay, good. So you're dead. Strip him down. Undraft all the things. And here we go. Already needing a whatchamacallit. Already needing one grave just to warn people away. Thanks, Randy. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. We're going to do a few more vids here, but this is Asher with RimWorld. We will continue right where I left off next time. It's pretty warm outside, but maybe, just maybe, we can fight the chill, start clawing into the mountains. We got to build some beds. We got to actually build another sleeping space, so let's do that right now. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.